Hi, I'm director James Wilday, and today I'm speaking with a very special guest. It's myself in the future. Thanks for having me here. It's been a long time coming. Currently, I haven't gone into production on the film. I'm still doing all the pre-production stuff, working on props and costume and storyboarding, whilst this guy over here finished the film, and he's got it all edited. He's got it all finished. I don't. Have you premiered it yet? Yes, yeah, we have. We screened it to about 70 people in the end, and it was just such an amazing experience. So yeah, it's good to have that all done. Very, very satisfying indeed. I mean, that must be a great feeling. I mean, to have it all completely done. It's been a lot of work. I mean, I know because I've done all the early stuff, but you've gone through the thick of it. I mean, you've done the whole production, you've done the editing, sound design, and all that. I mean, how was that compared to, say, doing like a short film? What was the difference? Well, it wasn't that different really. It's just a lot more work, a lot more things to consider in terms of consistency, really, because you're doing it such a long period of time. But really, you just got to get through each step as it comes, like you've done before with your short films. Yeah, it's just a lot more work, right? Yeah, I mean, of course, really, and a lot more things to consider in terms of just pacing. You know, keeping the audience engaged the whole time, and as you said about sound design, stuff like that. You know, trying to not make it too repetitive, but trying to keep it within its own style. It's a lot of work, but now you've done it. You know, you look back on it and you think, all it is time and effort. I mean, I've got some initial questions from what I'm thinking right now. Did you go over budget at all? No, you'd be happy to know we went about 500 quid under budget in the end. It only cost us around about £1,000. Of course, you were planning on doing a good old 1,500, but no, it's good to have that last 500 quid in your back pocket still. And yeah, I don't know what that was down to. Probably my misjudgment with budgeting, probably. But yeah, at least we didn't go over budget. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I mean, how was it working with such a? I mean, most people would call it a basic camera nowadays, in terms of like amateur filmmaking. So how was working with the camera we're shooting on right now? So obviously I had a bless you. Excuse me. Bless you. So obviously you and I had a lot of practice on iBlock with this camera here, and I love working with it, and I taught my friend Billy how to work with it as well. I mean, I love using it. Of course, it's got the problems like no autofocus, but that doesn't really matter to our style of filmmaking. And while we're on the theme of technology, was there anything else that came up? Any issues that came up on the technical side of everything? Well, the only real issue that came up on the technological side of things was breaking the camera, and this is just going to happen. I'm telling you now, and you can try and avoid it, but it's going to happen. One day of filming, I was the camera operator as well as the who's acting in it, and I had another actor who could help me with the camera. But there's one bit where we were both in it, and so we were using this camera dolly made from a skateboard, and I found that I could push back on the skateboard and get quite a smooth, fast tracking shot, really. And then we were doing one where it was just me, but for some reason I decided that I could still push back on the dolly. A bolt came loose, and the dolly went and hit on the back end of the skateboard, cracking the sensor inside the camera. Right, yeah. That same day, I worked with my dad to try and figure out what we were going to do, because I was in quite a stress moment, and I went on the train to Hastings to pick up a replacement camera from the CEX in Hastings, because it was the closest one that had one. And I did this within the day, so then we could start shooting, get back on shooting the next day. Yeah. And yeah, that's kind of the infamous story of this film, is breaking that first camera. Yeah. And I mean, what was it like working with such a big cast? Because of course on I Block you work with a good, 9 people I think, but on this film it was more like 20. So really it's not that different to what you did on I Block, because although there is a large cast, a lot of the time you're only directing 1 or 2 actors in the scene. I think the maximum you had was the scene with Mr. Tryson, Eve, Max, and then me, and you're directing yourself, which is easy enough. It's just the acting is the hard bit. So you're directing about 3 people there, which I guess is, you've done that before, so it's not that much different really. It's just a lot of scheduling is the main issue, and making sure everyone's free at the right time and stuff like that. And people dropped out, I'm sorry, but they did. People dropped out and they couldn't do some days and stuff like that, and things just come up, but you just got to kind of problem solve as you're going along with it. And but in terms of the actual directing, it was great, and most of them were your friends, so they were very easygoing. Right. I mean, yeah, I'm a bit nervous right now going into doing the role. How did you find starring in the film, as well as having to do everything else? See, I remember being nervous like you are right now, and by the time you start acting in it, kind of all those nerves go away because you're focusing on so many different things. So I don't know if I was simply just the actor in the film, I might be a bit more nervous, but because I was focusing on so many other things, it just didn't. Acting did matter to me, obviously, but at the same time I was focusing on the project as a whole. So I don't know if that might have strengthened my acting, because I knew how much it meant to the engagement of the audience. And actually, I really enjoyed acting in the film. I didn't think I would that much, and there are definitely some intense scenes, and it was good to work with people like Nick Porter, who gave me tips on certain scenes. I remember when we did that really intense scene near the end, I was doing it one way, and it was a little too intense and a little too kind of funny, and we didn't want it like that. So we kind of changed it up there from what I originally had in mind. So it was just great working with actors and acting. And I mean, it's your script, so you're gonna kind of enjoy acting in it. But yeah, don't be nervous, man. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fine. I mean, you're gonna make it through it, and the acting bit is gonna be the bit you care about the least in terms of what you're proud of. Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's just. I mean, it was good. It was good not having so many lines, right? You gave it to everyone else. Yeah. I did give a lot of other people monologues, even though you have some wordy bits at some places. But yeah, on the most part, a lot of the other people do the talking. So. And did you ever go over schedule? Like, how was it working to a very tight 23-day schedule? Yeah, I was very nervous, very nervous about going over schedule. And I think we might have gone over schedule by 1 day, because you said 23. I think we did 24 in the end, as well as some little pick-up shot bits here and there. But we got it all done, and we mainly fell behind schedule that time that the camera broke, because that was a whole half a day completely gone. But me and Billy worked at it, and we did that day later on, and it just became a big old puzzle to try and resort the days. I think we had 1 day off at one point just because we were so exhausted from that shoot at Sisbury. And my friends made me have the day off, and they deserved the day off as well. And there were people who couldn't come in anyway, so it all works out in the end. But there's a lot more responsibility with this one, because you've been preparing for it. I mean, I've been preparing for it since November 2024, so I mean, it must feel crazy now, it being all done. You're sitting there, and you're looking at me, who hasn't done anything yet. But no, you've done a fair amount of work already. You've done some of the hardest bits. I mean, you wrote the script, which I think is really the biggest stepping stone to get past, because you've got to go from a blank page to, what was it? I think it was around about 145-page script in the end. You got to get there. And this was your first time writing a script that long, so you've done a fair amount of work. But I'll get there. Don't worry, I'll get there. I've done a lot more, but that's just time speaking. But yeah, you must feel great. I'm quite jealous, really, that you've already got it done. Yeah, but you can't say that because you got to do the work. Yeah, I know. You got to put in the work before you get it. But no, I'm excited. I'm excited. Like, how how enjoyable was this compared to something like iBlock? Well, it's an interesting one, because iBlock was my favourite film I'd ever shot at that point. And of course this is 8 times the amount of shooting, really. You know, there's a lot more work to be done. And it was still an absolute delight. I mean, there was days where I was stressed and I was sleep deprived so much, and there was so much stuff going on, and my friends were often very concerned for me, when really I was just concentrated. You know, I loved everything of shooting that film. Maybe a couple of times I said, oh, I hate this film or something like that, but that happens at... You should know, you've been through so many of your short films, and a lot of them you really disliked shooting because it was so hard. Because you were learning, that's the thing.
Okay.
It's going to be always so hard to get through those learning processes. But really this was the most lovely film to shoot, because it felt like I was at some kind of camp or something, where like every day we'd go off and we'd shoot a film for a day, and then I'd go home, prepare for the next day, go to bed at 12 and then get up at 7 the next day. And doing that for about 4 weeks, it really felt like a weird kind of dream that I do want to go back to. And my best friend Billy, he says he misses that, and I miss it. It was this magical time of just pure creation, and yeah, makes me quite, yeah, it's nice to look back on. I'd say it probably is the most fun I've had making anything in my life. That's good to hear. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't have much more questions to ask. Is there anything you want to ask me? How are you feeling? Right now in this moment, how are you feeling about the project? As I said, I'm feeling excited but quite nervous. I mean, we've got about a week now till we start shooting, so we'll see how it goes. I've pretty much done all the props. I'm pretty happy with doing all that. I've really got to learn my lines, to be honest. Yeah, well, in terms of learning your lines, you don't really learn them. You just get on the day and you just remember them just for that shot. That's how you do it. You're not very professional in the sense of acting.
Yeah.
But another question I have is how do you think the audience is going to react when they see this film? I'm preparing for the worst. I feel like people are going to misunderstand the kind of idea and kind of message of the film. Slightly worried people are going to get bored, but we'll see. I mean, I put all my best ideas into it. I mean, you tell me. Like, what has people's reactions been? It's been really positive. I mean, people said they like the pacing. People compliment some of the actors' acting as well, like Morgan's. People really like that. People really like the cinematography of it, which is good. A couple of people said that. And I had a few people talk to me about the ending and what they thought about the ending. And that meant a lot, because you're worried that people are going to misunderstand it, but I think people do. They do get the message. They get the themes. They understand what the film's trying to do. I mean, one review on Letterboxd said that they think that it really trusts the audience, and I think that's what you're worried right now. You're worried that you're not trusting the audience right now. You're worrying that all your work you're putting into it, and the audience is just gonna not understand it whatsoever. But they do, and it's good that you made a film which you're not too worried. I mean, you're clearly worried, but you're not worried enough to change things about it. With the audience liking it. Of course you want them to like it, but not everything has to be fully understood to be enjoyed. And I think I've really learned that through making the film, and through more of the films I've watched since making the film. You really got to feel the film more than bring it into reality. I totally get that. Yeah, there's not much to worry about. I mean, a couple more negative reviews, but it's good to see that. It's good to see that people critiquing it as a real film, and it's good to have those critiques. Well, I think that's all I have to ask for now. I mean, it's really good seeing you actually, and talking about the film. I'm very excited to go into it now, and well, thanks for having me here. And yeah, it's nice seeing you too. I feel like you've changed a lot from then to now. But yeah, it's interesting to look back on. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work. We've got a lot to do, but you got through it, so I know I can too. Anyway, thanks for watching this special interview. This has been quite a lot of work just went into this interview, trying to get myself here from the future. It's just, I don't even want to go into the technicalities of it. You're telling me. I mean, the whole process was way more Terminator than I thought. I mean, just flash of lightning, then suddenly I'm in a bubble, kneeling down. Oh, really? And it's 1 o'clock in the morning at the beach. It's freezing, and I'm naked. I had to go into that thing naked. Damn. Whoa. Okay. I never know how to sign off these interviews and that. So do you want to do it? Thank you for watching this special interview. I've been James' present/future self, and my interviewer here is my past self. Thank you for watching. Thank you.